Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm right now in Costa Rica helping my cousin Randall. He has a Nissan Navara 2009 diesel. As you can see, that's the Costa Rican plate. He has a problem on the front airbag. It has a blinking airbag lights. Pretty much the same thing that we'll do in USA. This is a TDI engine. I already removed the airbag and I want to show you guys that. It's a very simple system. It's not even a dual a skiv, like you call that in USA. So this is just a single connector. It shows a code B1049, which I will put a picture of what the scan report. One of her friends, family members, has an Autel scanner that I'm using to kind of diagnose this one. I'm going to show you the airbag so you can see that too. It's a pretty basic, it's brand new. This Nissan airbag was replaced. Sorry guys, I got interrupted by a call and I'm actually using the phone for the same audio recording. I don't have my headphones or anything, so I was just saying that, you know, it's a very basic system. This was replaced as brand new airbag because of a recall that is happening everywhere in Latin America and USA as well. You know, bad parts. But you know, when they put the airbag in the car, a couple of weeks later, then the airbag light start blinking, and it's most likely to be an open on the coil spring on the, you know, on this circuit. But I told them the only right way to diagnose that is we're going to put a simulator with a 3 ohm resistor, and then turn the the car on again. Before you remove the airbag, always be careful to unplug the battery. You can remove the airbag. It's pretty simple. On this one, it has just 2 springs that you need to press. Like you have this hole right through the side. Obviously right here will be the airbag in this area, and all you need to do is make sure that you press the spring going in, as I'm doing right now with the screwdrivers. A little hard to record, talk, and show, but that's all you need to do. So coming from the side, all you have to put is, and then press, hopefully you can see that, and you need to press both sides. So you need to have somebody helping you. Either you press both of the springs, again, 1 and 2, and then pull the airbag out, just carefully because the cables are not that long, and then you can start doing the test. After you remove the airbag, you can reconnect the battery, and then it will be safe. Because remember, we're testing an airbag. This is the one we'll deploy. So with the airbag removed, there is no danger no more in here, and that's why after that you can reconnect the battery. When you remove an airbag, always face the airbag up, never down, because otherwise if it deploys, there will be a projectile. All right, so that's the only careful that you have to have with an airbag. If you're working on a crash sensor, it's always be careful. Better to disconnect the battery and remove the sensor, because that is actually an input for the airbag module that will tell, okay, we got a crash, we need to deploy the airbags. You got side airbags or driver airbag, depends on the crash sensor that you're working, and we'll deploy them all. Just to make sure that you guys understand that. And right now I'm waiting for a 3 ohm resistor to do the simulation, and then turn the ignition back on and see if the code goes away. Again, this is the scanner that he has, and it works for all these diesels in Costa Rica and Central America. And otherwise, we will be using a multimeter too, that we can do continuity tests for open circuit and see which one of the wires on the spring plug is open, or if it's not, then we have to go further in, and we will need to remove the plastic covers in here to go to the next step. First, go the easiest way, which is here, and then otherwise you will remove and go over to the next connector, which is underneath. We will have to find just these 2 cables. I mean, it's as easy as can be, right? 2 cables only. All right, so let me stop the video, and I will proceed to do some of the testings, and probably I'm gonna have my cousin holding the phone while I'm doing the test, if we can do that, okay? All right guys, just to show you what we've been doing. So we were able to find 3 ohm resistors, sorry, 3 10 ohm resistors, that combining them together, they give me like 3.5 ohms, which is pretty much what you need here. And then this is again a single system. So all I did, it was again, just put one of the legs. So what you do is you kind of like wind them together, but make sure to just leave one of the tips or of one of the legs for each of the 3 resistors, just one that you will fit into the connector. But yeah, that light is still blinking, we just put the ignition off. What you need to do, remember the airbag system is a self-test every time you set up the ignition. So all you need to do is just turn the ignition off and then turn the ignition on. It's going to count 6 seconds and it's going to do a self-test. If the system is happy with what it is, the light should just go off and stay off. But we can see it's still blinking. So now what we need to do is remove this cover and go to the next connector, which is under here. All right, so let me just do that and see if I don't have to remove the steering wheel, and then we go from there. All right, guys, I have to remove the plastic, as I said, and we end up needing to put a fourth 10 ohm resistors. These are like this very small ones. Hopefully you can see it in there. Again, it's pretty simple system. There is only 2 cables on that yellow connector, which is for the airbag. And now we erase the codes. So let me go back to read the codes. And as we can see, we will have no codes now. See, there is no codes. And well, the airbag light is actually still blinking, but there is now a non-steady blinking as before. For some reason it's not even detecting the codes, because if I remove the, and I think it's probably because the tip, these legs are very small to the connector, and I'm going to try to do it differently. I have a bigger resistor in here, but this is just a less than 1 ohm, probably half an ohm or so, and if I put that one in there, it shows as shorted. So if I have the ignition on right now, let me read the codes, and we will see probably an open B1049. Exactly. You see right now we got a B1049 airbag open. If I put this 1 ohm resistance, which the way that what I like about this one is if I put this one in here, it's 100%. So, and this is actual. You can see this reading actual. So if I turn the ignition off, wait a couple of seconds and just switch it back on, again the airbag is going to read and test the system every time you switch the car on. If we go back over to the codes and read it again, it's going to show that in history, and now a short, well actually still, oh no, it's showing a B1052, which is airbag module shorted. That corto means shorted. That's corto in Spanish because we're in Costa Rica. So yeah, it's definitely the airbag clock spring is the one inculped. Again, if I use that series of 4 10 ohm resistors together, probably the best way to do is kind of like solder it together and make one of the legs a little bit bigger, because again I got my AS Wave connector, which they fit perfectly. I mean, we're in Costa Rica, we have to work with whatever we need to work, but they got the tools in here. I mean, I have a multimeter. I was able to read the multimeters, and we had the scanner, Autel on the help, and everything is good. So yeah, this is another airbag module test and clock spring test, just to make sure, because I don't know why they all, everywhere in the world, they try to keep the information like a secret. They took the car over to the dealer. They didn't give him any diagnostic report. Yeah, we replaced their airbag, but we don't know what else is it. It's like, yeah, and it's very expensive to do a diagnosis in here. It's not like in US that you can go to AutoZone and get it for free. All right, so guys, I hope you liked the video. Thank you so much for visiting the channel. I'm in the loving place of Costa Rica. Again, this is now the other side camera recording for you guys, and Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. I hope that I get back safe to Virginia and keep recording more content for you guys too. Talk to you later. Bye bye. Don't forget to subscribe.